In Frankenland at the moment, it's a little bit on the warm side, and so I'm hiding in my cellar, in my workshop, and I'm playing with sticks. This isn't one of Treef's slightly bonkers projects. This isn't even a bonkers project. It's just well, I think it's just a straightforward project. It's kind of easy, you know. Big bit of oak, lots of mortise holes in it. I'm building a bed. Easy to find as well. This came off of the old kind of place where you find all the chained demons. I believe other people call it the internet. The quality of this one isn't particularly high, but if you contact museum, this is Osberg, or Osberg as I should say, 1928 drawings. They're really, really good. I have some of the full-size ones that I got from the museum a few years ago. They were very nice to send them to me. This one's off the internet. I'm not making a museum copy, I'm making something close to it. So it's slightly shorter and a lot narrower. And yeah, it's easy. It's straightforward. I mean, it's taking time because I'm doing a lot of it by hand. You know, I've got a sticky thing here, sharp sticky thing, and a Mark 43 medium persuader. And yeah, you just hit the wood a lot with these things, and eventually you end up with things like this. I'm not going to teach you how to mortise join. This, as you can see, has been shaved down slightly because that's the same in the plans. I happen to have a very cheap bandsaw, so it's easy to do that on it and then run this little Charlie over the top of it. And of course there's other important things you kind of need. This is an emergency, hang on a moment. There's other important things you need to have, like a cup of tea, so I've got that, and that's good. Finding the wood of the right size was a little bit tricky. These things are 7x7, but you can't buy, or at least I can't find 7x7 oak, so I got 7x14 and then use the bandsaw, which is down here. Bandsaw? Bandsaw. Table saw. Bandsaw's over there. Table saw's here. Table saw, bandsaw, table saw. The table saw. To take it down. You kind of have to remember that if you're going to use a table saw, it's like the blade's 3mm, so when you're kind of working out half and half, remember that. I didn't forget it this time, so I'm very happy with myself. And then you can see on the top of this thing there's all these kind of marks that I put on here because I need to make a nice carved head. So I'm going to saw down here, no, there, that one, and that one. And then more chiseling. Chiseling is fun. Yeah, chiseling is fun. So we have to take the chisel, have to take the persuadery thing, and we're just like, you know. It's all jolly good fun. We just kind of like bang away at these things, and off we go. You can't see this because it's kind of not set up for that because it's a table thing. Off it comes, you know, and I suppose you can listen to music while you're doing this. I have a problem when I listen to music when I'm doing this though, because I start hammering into the music, which is probably not the best thing in the world. Also remember, you know, safety tips. Whatever you do, is that coming off? Yeah, that's coming off. Whatever you do, don't chisel yourself. It's a bad idea. You could try and do this faster if you wanted to with a power tool, but power tools obviously allow you to make your mistakes a lot faster. I like to make my mistakes slowly, and so thingy and thingy. The other day I was looking in the fridge for cheddar, and I was having real trouble finding it because I got this little compartment in the fridge just for cheese, which is rather nice. And I was asking all the other cheeses in there if they'd seen the cheddar cheese or not. You know, sort of, have you seen the cheddar? And the Gouda's saying, no, I'm Gouda, and the other one's saying I'm Emmental, and etc, etc, etc. And they got very angry with me in the end. They said I was being cheddarist. Apparently I started off a revolution. And the surprising thing is that the ringleader of this revolution appears to be the semi-skimmed milk, which I don't really understand. Well, no, there we go. Anyway, fridge revolutions aside, it's time to carry on with this. So this could take a little while. I mean, you can watch if you want to, but I can't help feeling that this is perhaps not particularly interesting. I could get back to you later when I've done a little bit more. Does that sound like a good idea? Yeah, okay, I'll do that. Cheers. I know a bear that you don't know, boo boo, boo boo. I know a bear that you don't know, boo 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 bear. I made a teensy weensy little bit of a boo boo in the in the first part of this video. I think it's back there somewhere. The first part. Not sure what I did with it. Anyway, I said that this bed find was from the Oseberg ship burial. But it's not. It's obviously from the Gokstad find, you know. So no, stop. I've explained myself. Stop. No, stop writing. Stop writing. Dear Mr. Truth, it can clearly be seen. ... Yeah. That doesn't make any difference though for writing to the museum. Both ships are housed in the same museum. You can contact the archive, and they're really friendly. I contacted them recently about a completely different thing, and they were really nice. They got back in touch quite quickly. They sent me quite a lot of information, and they did this via a hyperlink, so straight into their archive with lots of really nice photographs. Something written in Norwegian, which I don't speak. Yeah, if it'd been English or German, I'd have been okay. But, you know, you can put that through the online translator. And the person I spoke to at the museum, they said that if anything weird came out in that, you know, sort of mechanical translation, machine translation, I should say, if anything strange came out there, then I could contact them and ask them. So there we go. So, yeah, small mistake. Why did I make this mistake? Well, that's very, very simple. I'm an idiot. But I do have a cup of tea, so it can't be all bad. So, what's the current state of play then? Well, the other day I opened the fridge door and I was pelted with kind of bits of cold vegetable and a couple of other things as well. It's getting a bit violent in there at the moment. A lot of my cheese seems to be kind of carrying placards, and they've got bandanas on them. Some of them seem to be building a kind of barricade made out of half-filled jam jars. And I'm fairly certain, I mean, I'm not really sure, but I'm fairly certain that I saw the Stilton kind of secreting a flick knife about its persons, which is a little bit worrying, has to be said. I really need some kind of large group to come in there, sort of experts, and help kind of like bring this situation down. But what can you do? I mean, how often does one have a cheese revolution in one's fridge? Anyway, the bed. How are things going? Well, I said that I would kind of... Did I say that I would? I can't remember what I said I would now. It's been a very long time. What I've got is I've got each of the bedposts at a different stage, so you can see the process of carving this out. Now, I'm not a particularly good woodworker. Some of you out there probably are, so please don't kind of scream and headbutt the screen when you see how bad my chiseling is. So this is the first stage where you've got all of the pencil markings on here, and you cut down to this point here and this point here on all four sides. So that's chop down there, chop down there, chop down there, chop down there. Okay, and then we follow these lines and with the chisel. It doesn't seem to matter how tidy I keep this workshop or how much space I have in a workshop. I'm going to put it down here, and we'll see if something falls off. There's a big clang. Then you know. Right. Okay. Next stage. So. Next stage is when you chisel out the two opposite sides. Okay, so that's been chiseled out. But then, of course, we've lost our pencil markings, and so, yeah, they are back on there. And here we put the pencil markings back in place, okay? And then we chisel down again, which gives us this version, okay? And so all of that's been chiseled out. It's not very neat because I'm not a particularly good woodworker. But as I said, I'm going to run a sander over it, I think. Maybe. Is that going to ruin? No, because I need to run a sander over other parts. So I shall run the sander over the whole thing and make it neater. But this isn't the finished ends here, because these are quite sharp. And again, from the original has the point, as it were, taken off. I think you can just about see that. This is my dog leg. It's the one that I do everything on first. I call it the dog leg, not because it's bent, but because it's the cock up. My plan is, once this is finished, is to put some authentic underwear over the top of it, because then people can't see that and probably won't want to look at it. Although I have heard there's some quite strange people out there, so maybe I'm not exactly safe doing that. We shall see. So the next job, after finishing off all of these, and getting them smoothed out and sorted, is to start work on the main planks. This one is going to go as part of the base of the bed to one of the slats, and obviously it needs to be cut out at the edges here. What did I do with it? One of the side pieces has two pieces of wood that come through with a pin to lock it in place, and the other one has a single one that comes through to lock it in place. So that part, yeah, is that going to stay? I'm not sure. That part should be relatively simple. Ha ha ha. I just need to make sure that I measure everything correctly. Oh, and the other thing to point out here is that the wrong one. No, they're right. Okay. The bedposts are of two different heights. Two of them are short, go one end. Two of them are tall, go the other end. One assumes, at least, I suppose, that this one is the headboard and this one's the footboard. I don't know, but yeah, we'll see. More space again. So yeah, that's basically where I've got to. Once I have started work on that went wrong. First thing to do is to finish off the chiselling on the posts and sand them down or smooth them down somehow. I might take I don't know, might try doing it with another chisel maybe. I'll have to see. Do that first of all, and then start cutting out the end pieces on the sides and on the slats. Once all that is done, I'll need to put some boiled linseed over it, and that'll be finished. So I'll get back to you then, I suppose. Sound like a good idea? Yeah, so see you in a little while. Hit things! Well, I mean, the subscribe button, the comment button, the like button, not the dislike button. There's a Patreon thingy as well. You could put something on that if you're that way inclined, I suppose. Yeah. It's probably something else to be getting on with. Probably over there. My cup of tea, perhaps. I'll see you next time.